Look around. This world you invest in, the one where deals get made, money moves, and futures are built, it's full of noise. Rules piled on rules, best practices chained deep into every decision, conformity whispered in every boardroom. It tries to tell you how to think, how to act, which risks to take, which ones to avoid. It cages the mind, boxes in the soul, and quietly strips away the fire that used to burn in those who dared to be different. You feel it, that tension inside, like being pulled in two directions at once. One part of you wants to play it safe, follow the script, nod along. Another part screams for freedom, for space to breathe, question, push, to be more than just another checkmark on some list. You're stuck in the middle of this suffocating conformity, in a world where the loudest voices echo sameness, and the ideas that truly matter fight to be heard. Investment is supposed to be about vision, about seeing the future before it arrives. But what happens when the future looks more like a mirror, reflecting the same old patterns, the same batch of watered-down, safe bets? What happens when the game seems rigged not just by regulations, but by mindsets, by invisible rules made to trap you? When even innovation becomes routine, nothing but another resume bullet, then frankly, the role you play isn't just hard, it's lonely, and it's sinking your soul. And this is where you find yourself now, staring down the game that tells you you're free, yet chains you with invisible norms, where your instincts to be different are met by suspicion, your hunger for depth mistaken for restlessness or trouble. You're caught between a world that demands comfort and conformity, and the restless fire in your gut that craves freedom, that refuses safety at the cost of meaning. The very thing the system fears is your own awakening. Because here's the real truth no one talks about. Limited partners, you are some of the last free thinkers left. In a sea of sameness, in a world marching to the beat of consensus and safety, you still hold something powerful, something almost extinct. Your ability to say no when everyone says yes, your power to reject the easy, the obvious, the crowd, your capacity to bet on the edge, on the untested, the daring. But that power is fragile. It is easy to lose yourself when the whole system pushes against you, whispering that your hunger is dangerous, that your fire is too wild, that true success means playing the game their way. They want you to settle, comfortable, compliant, predictable. They want your wallet, your signature, your silence, but not your spirit. Do not let them snatch your sovereignty. Your will is your weapon. This is where everything begins and everything else ends. To escape this trap, you have to unlearn what you've been taught. Forget the safe plays that only make sense if you don't want to win big. Forget the masks of neutrality and consensus that dull your edge. You can't change the game from inside the box because that box was made for compliance, not for revolution. So what then? How do you reclaim the fierce freedom that brought you here? How do you become truly sovereign in a world desperate to tame you? Here's how to burn the old maps and start owning your journey. First, question everything, ruthlessly. Look at every rule and every best practice not as a given, but as a choice. Who benefits from this? Whose interests does this really serve? What part of you gets lost if you buy into it without fighting? Don't be polite with these questions. Be obsessed. Your freedom depends on your ability to see the invisible chains, to name them, to break them down piece by piece. Next, be brutally selective about the voices you listen to, the deals you back, the people you align with. The crowd will always welcome conformity. The fire seldom finds warmth in sameness. Align only with those who burn as fiercely as you do, those who challenge the system with every move they make. This isn't about numbers, it's about essence. The few who dare to be real, unapologetic, relentless. Then embrace transformation, not as a buzzword, but as your lifeline. Transformation means redefining your reality on your own terms. It means building beyond titles or roles, beyond what came before. It means creating systems and structures so fluid that they serve you, not the other way around. Become a creator of realities, not a prisoner of them. Patience is key here, but not the kind of patience that makes you wait forever for someone else to hand you change. This is the hard kind, the kind that knows breaking away takes time, that knows real liberation is a long game. Stay steady in that fire, even when the noise tells you to fold and blend. Above all, own your sovereignty. Your will is your weapon, not a burden. Every choice you make, every time you refuse comfort and predictability, every moment you keep your fire burning, you chip away at the walls that try to cage you. You win not by avoiding the pain of breaking out, but by embracing it, knowing it's the only path to becoming who you're meant to be. See, freedom is not a slogan or a state to be granted. It's a battle, a fight you declare every day. It's messy, hard, sometimes terrifying, and it is yours to claim, no one else's. Imagine this, a world where limited partners aren't just funds or silent backers, but the architects of the future, where your influence can break the mold, can challenge the system itself, where your decisions ignite change, not just maintain status quo. You, the few who refuse to bend, who refuse to play the borrowed life, can be the spark for a new kind of power, one defined by raw freedom, fierce individuality, and unshakable courage. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to fit into the old narratives. You are already the rare. The rare are the ones who build the new world, who create where others imitate, who burn where others freeze. This is your invitation, not to follow, not to fit, but to become. To master the edge you walk every day, to turn restlessness into fire, doubt into clarity, isolation into power, to find strength not in sameness, but in the contrasts that fuel your very being. So, take that fire and run with it. Question the unquestioned, refuse the comfortable, align with the fierce, transform relentlessly. Be patient but never passive. Own your will like the weapon it is. If this feels like risk, good. It should. Because freedom never feels safe at first. But if you let that fire guide you, if you choose to be the rare one standing when the crowd fades to silence, you will find something the world desperately needs: true liberation. You are not just an investor. You are a rebel with a cause, the cause of becoming more than the world says you should be. And that cause? It starts now. It starts with you. Keep the fire alive. Never settle for borrowed life. Because the last free thinkers aren't just a title, they're the ones who rewrite reality. Are you ready to be one of them?